Chapter 79, Die Slow, Preview.
Please, I gasped. Tell them, make them stop this. Then the guide appeared. He moved with purpose, cutting through my rising hysteria as if he had seen this all before. His voice was calm but firm.
Close your eyes.
He told me.
Lay back.
Something about the way he said it, it was familiar, comforting even. Like the echo of a memory I couldn't quite place. Against every instinct screaming at me to stay alert, I obeyed. The moment my eyes shut, the world tilted. I was falling. No, floating. A roller coaster drop without a track. A kind of stomach-lurching thrill that was both terrifying and exhilarating at the same time. And then the colors came. Even with my eyes closed, I saw them, brilliant, dazzling, ever-changing. They twisted and coiled, forming animals, people, patterns that shifted too quickly to understand. It was like watching the universe paint itself into existence, and I was the only spectator. The music swelled around me, guiding the images, shaping them to its rhythm. I forgot who I was. I forgot I was there. There was only this kaleidoscope of wonder stretching on forever. And then I opened my eyes. The world was different, brighter, more intense. The colors weren't just colors anymore. They had depth, texture, emotion. The trees loomed taller. The air pulsed with something unseen but deeply felt. The guide was in front of me again, taking both my hands in his eyes locked onto mine.
Repeat after me.
He said,
I am that I am.
I frowned. What did that even mean? His face shimmered strangely, tinged with green as if the light around him couldn't decide what to do. My eyelids felt impossibly heavy, and I couldn't hold them open. I slipped between consciousness and something else, something deeper. I wanted to return to my colorful, dreamlike world, but something told me I needed to stay to see this through. I turned my head, and there she was, my wife, watching me. But she wasn't just watching. She was radiant, ethereal, a queen in some long-lost story, observing me with knowing eyes. My breath caught. Had she always looked this beautiful? Had I always seen her this way? I smiled at her, playful, teasing, as if we were strangers in a game of glances. But she wasn't a stranger, she was mine. She always had been. The guide's voice pulled me back.
Repeat after me.
He urged.
I am that I am.
I hesitated, but then I did. The moment I spoke the words, everything changed. The colors vanished, gone. No more vibrant, swirling illusions, just black and white, flickering like an old film reel. And on that reel, me, scene after scene, playing out in sharp contrast, moments of selfishness laid bare, times I had taken when I should have given, moments where I had turned away knowing full well I could have helped. The reel didn't stop. It showed me everything over and over, as if daring me to look away. A whisper escaped me, barely a sound. Why am I so selfish? The thought hit like a dagger. It wasn't just about money. It was my time, my energy, my love. How had I wasted so much of it on people who didn't truly care about me? Why had I spent so long trying to impress those who meant nothing, while ignoring the ones who had always been there, always loved me without expectation? A deep sadness settled over me, heavy and unshakable. Tears pressed against my closed eyelids. For the first time in what felt like forever, I let them come. I wanted to say it, to tell someone, anyone, how sorry I was. But when I opened my mouth, no words came out, only silence. And yet somehow I knew I had been heard. At that moment, I felt like a man lost at sea, searching for something, anything, within myself that could explain who I'd become. It was as if I had taken a deep dive into the depths of my own soul, scanning every memory, every action, every sin, and then, like a whisper through the crashing waves, the truth surfaced. I didn't want to be selfish anymore. The thought hit me like a tidal wave, overwhelming and undeniable. I felt as if I were speaking directly to God, my words raw, stripped of pride, pleading, "Please, forgive me. I don't want to be selfish anymore." And that's when everything changed. The music that had once felt like a comforting lullaby twisted into something malevolent. The melody warped, accelerating into a dissonant nightmare. My heart pounded like a war drum, sending tremors through my body. My stomach clenched, nausea rising like a dark tide. My eyes darted around, searching for an escape. There was none. The sound intensified, shrieks, echoes. Something inhumane. Then a crow's call, sharp, piercing like talons across my mind. I fought it. I fought the feeling, clutching my fist, grinding my teeth, willing myself to resist. But the more I resisted, the more it consumed me. Something deep inside me coiled and twisted, a presence that had lurked in the shadows of my soul for too long. I felt it moving, shifting, rising, and then I couldn't hold back any longer. A violent convulsion racked my body as my mouth opened, releasing a guttural, primal gag. At first, nothing. Just dry heaving, pain ripping through my chest as my body lurched forward. The noise around me reached an unbearable crescendo. The crow screaming in my ears, the music pulsating with something demonic. Then it came. A surge of black, thick and vile, erupting from my throat in a single monstrous heave. It wasn't vomit, it was something else, something ancient, something dark. A solid mass, dense like stone, but coated in a thick, oozing slime, as if my very soul had been marinating its poison for years. It hit the ground with a sickening weight, glistening, writhing, before finally lying still, and then silence. The crow was gone, the music softened, returning to its peaceful harmony. The air felt lighter, my body, though trembling, was at peace. Tears blurred my vision, but I could see clearly for the first time in my life. The weight of selfishness, of sin, of years of darkness, I had expelled it. I drew in a shuddering breath, my body weak but relieved like a python after swallowing its kill. Even my jaw ached from the force of it all. But I felt something else too. Rebirth. I had shed a layer of myself, stripped down to something raw and pure. I could breathe.